Hi, I'm David Storm, owner of Omega Sound and Entertainment, one of southeastern Louisiana's most in-demand mobile entertainment companies. We supply DJs, entertainers, and a variety of lighting shows for all sorts of different events. Anything ranging from weddings to private parties to corporate events, etc., etc. We've been in business since the turn of the century, but I've been in the industry now for almost 20 years. Over the past couple years, Omega Sound and Entertainment has become one of the most in-demand mobile entertainment companies in the area. And that's due in large part not just to me, but the guys that I work with. They're some of the most talented people I know, and more importantly than that, they're my friends.
Me and Dave found each other in a really weird way. Kind of odd. We kind of walked the same path, not knowing each other. Me a little bit before him. Growing up, we did theater in similar places and stuff like that, but we both worked at a club down on Bourbon Street that did karaoke stuff. We didn't meet there, but we both had the same job. And then we both went back to school later on in life. Both of us acting at the university, and both of us winding up working at a radio station, which is where we actually met. We got together there, and he had the morning show, I had the afternoon drive, and we made comedy gold, and wound up forming a pretty cool friendship that's been, 10 years now, I think? Something like that.
The entertainers of Omega Sound and Entertainment get the opportunity to entertain not just here in southeastern Louisiana, but all along the Gulf Coast. We get calls from Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. We even get flown out to other destinations, like we've got a tentative date in the Bahamas. We've been to New York, Tennessee, all over the United States. That's how in demand we are. We've built our reputation by being not just DJs, but pure, true to form entertainers. We give you a crossover experience that you can't get with other DJs and that you can't get with other bands. Our show style truly is one of a kind. So come along for the ride and see what it's like to be a party star.
During the weekdays, I'm a school teacher. I teach public school at a high school, broadcasting, radio, and television production. It's pretty cool. And then I'm also a sound engineer at a local church, and I'm a rock star in a band named Nod. Trying to make it on the local scenes, really hard. But then there's this. I'm a DJ.
Now, the life of a party star isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sure, we go out and we have the greatest time doing what we love to do. But it's not to say that it doesn't come without its own fair share of drama. Between me and the guys, setting up all the gigs, making sure everybody has the equipment they need to have. Sometimes we get our fair share of bridezillas, or even sometimes the other vendors that we have to work with can throw a monkey wrench into our plans. And as if that's not enough, we're all married with kids.
Partly sunny skies today, first day of spring break here at Southeastern. It is a ghost town here. The tumbleweeds are going across the street as we speak, and there may be a gunfight at high noon because there's nobody here.
It's never easy being away from my wife and my son, especially on a weekend when the only time I get to really spend time with them is on the weekend. But I went a whole year working a second job where only evenings and weekends was the time that I could work. And so I spent 3 out of the 4 weekends, Friday evening, all day Saturday, and mostly Sunday, away from my family. So one DJ gig that's only 3 to 5 hours a couple of times a month is not really that bad. Although I'd be lying to you if I told you that I thoroughly enjoy being away from my wife and my son. I do what I do for them. I do what I do. I work for Omega Sound for my family and only for my family. I'd be lying to you if I tell you that I didn't enjoy the hell out of it, but that's why I do what I do.
Since we don't work the traditional 9 to 5, our families usually bear the brunt of our workloads.
Some of the sacrifices that I find are very difficult to work around is that my husband's hardly ever home. He has to be out working meetings, he has to be out working other things, and then it's also the job itself on the weekends. It's not just a couple hours at the wedding, it's driving there, it's setting up, it's tearing down, having to grab something to eat in between the way, it takes up a lot of time, and it's tough on our marriage. There's a lot of times when I'm waiting for him just so I can go to bed to have peace of mind that he made it home. Things around the house I rely on him quite heavily for, especially things that I can't do, and sometimes the sacrifices are that things don't get fixed, or we have to rig it ourselves and hope for the best, just because I would really benefit from having a clone of my husband, and unfortunately that's not an option.
But when you get out there and you're in front of crowds of 100, 200, 500 or more people, and you get that response where they're screaming and yelling back because they're having a good time based on what you're doing, it makes it worthwhile, at least for a minute.
I am very fortunate to have seen my husband in action, and I have to say that I think he's incredible. He has great stage presence, he's got a great voice, he's great with the crowd. Overall, I would give him an A+. He's amazing.
It's why we do what we do. We love to go out there. We love to be the center of attention.
Every night on the clock is going to be different. You never know what kind of crowd you're going to get. You never know what kind of bride you're going to get. You don't know if it's going to be a bridezilla. You don't know if it's going to be someone who's cooperative. And I've had my share of both. Diversity. I really need diversity. I don't like redundancy. And I love what I do. I love being the guy that can make somebody's night. There's no bigger high for me than at the end of the night when the bride or the groom or someone comes up to me and says, that was the best night we ever had. That's the ultimate compliment to me. The fact that I get to do that for someone, no better feeling.
For years before I was a teacher, I did DJ work. That's how I put myself through college to begin with. And I wound up getting out of it, more stress that I had than when I actually started doing the teaching job, and I started working at the church and stuff, and even working at the radio station for a little while. It just got to be where I was too busy to do those nighttime shows, plus having my son, and there's a whole drama that goes on with divorces and remarriages and new children and whatever. I found that I didn't have enough time for it, and well, about a year ago, Dave got himself into a spot where he didn't have enough DJs for a weekend, and he asked me to help him out, and being the gracious man that I am, I did. I helped him, and I wound up having a really, really good time. I forgot how much fun it is to be involved in that environment, and with weddings and with those kind of parties, and we did karaoke and stuff, and I got to do my rock star thing while not having the stress of being center of attention all the time. I got to just entertain, and it was pretty cool. So I've been doing it with him ever since.
I love this. I love DJing. That's why I do what I do. I do it at work, I do it during the day, and I do it at night. I love it.
At the end of the day, yeah, we make a lot of sacrifices. But looking back, there's still nothing in the world like being a party star.